Trump signs law to reduce robocalls, though they won't end. New York, AP. An anti-robocalls measure signed into law Monday by President Donald Trump should help reduce the torrent of unwanted calls promising lower interest rates or pretending to be the IRS, though it won't make all such calls disappear. The new law gives authorities more enforcement powers and could speed up measures the industry is already taking to identify robocalls. And when phone companies block robocalls, they must do so without charging consumers. This should help Americans dodge many of these annoying calls. American families deserve control over their communications, and this legislation will update our laws and regulations to stiffen penalties, increase transparency, and enhance government collaboration to stop unwanted solicitation, White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham said. The law is a big victory, said Consumer Reports' Maureen Mahoney. The key is requiring these phone companies to help stop the calls before they reach the consumer and do it at no additional charge. The robocall problem has exploded because cheap software makes it easy to make mass calls. Americans collectively get billions of robocalls each month. Such calls have disrupted operations at hospitals by diverting staff time to deal with calls faked to look as though they are coming from inside the hospital. Scams conducted through such calls have also defrauded people out of millions of dollars. Many people now avoid answering calls altogether if they come from unknown numbers. Under federal law, it's already illegal to fake numbers on caller ID to defraud or cause harm. Scams are also prohibited, as are automated telemarketing calls from legitimate companies that don't already have written permission. UMail's Robocall Index says that half of all robocalls today are fraudulent. But enforcement has been tough. Federal agencies have fined scammers hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's been difficult to collect. Many of the callers are overseas. It's hard to throw the fraudsters in jail. The new law builds on steps taken by the country's communications regulator, the Federal Communications Commission, as well as state attorneys general and industry groups. The FCC has clarified that phone companies can block unwanted calls without first asking customers, paving the way to broaden the rollout of call blocking services. The law says phone companies cannot charge for these services. Another important step is getting rid of spoofed numbers, or when a scammer fakes caller ID to look like it's coming from the same area code or an important government agency like the IRS. The industry is developing a system to tell people when a caller ID number is real. The new law requires all phone companies to put this system in place, which Mahoney said will mean phone companies. For more on this story, visit the news article link.